All right, 2.6. Again, this is all review, this entire packet. I'm only going to do about 5 or 6 example problems. Number 1, I have a ratio equal a ratio to proportion, so I'm going to use cross multiplication. So I have a quantity here in the denominator, put parentheses around it. So I have 6 times the quantity, y plus 4, is going to equal 13 times 2y. Distribute and solve for y. 6 times y, 6y. 6 times 4, 24. And 13 times 2 is 26. Don't forget the y. Now, I've already got my numbers on one side. I'm going to get my variables on the other. So I'm going to subtract 6y from both sides. And again, if you are still having trouble organizing the different sides of the equation, put a line there. These add up to 0. Bring down your 24. 26y minus 6y. 20y. Divide by the coefficient 20. So y is going to equal 24 divided by 20. I would use your calculators. 24 divided by 20, you get 1.2, which is okay to use decimals in this course, but if you were in my Algebra 2, you're not allowed. So if you want to make your algebra teacher happy, Parker, quiet, hit math, enter, enter, and you get 6 bits. Either one is fine for now. Okay, number 2. Cross multiply. It's actually called cross products. X times x equals 9 times 4. What is x times x? That's correct. X squared. 9 times 4.
9 times 4 equals 52.
And how do I get rid of the power of 2?
You
Square root both sides. Good, Jasmine. So I get x. What's the square root of 36?
6.
Okay, be careful. I don't know if I'm talking about positive 6 times positive 6 or negative 6 times negative 6. So I'm going to put the plus minus sign to include both of those situations. I think you can get the rest. Did we cover, shh, quiet down. I thought we covered absolute value equations. Huh? We did, right? Okay. Number 12. I have an absolute value equation. Absolute value equation. I take what's inside, keep everything the same. X minus 7 equals 10, and x minus 7 equals negative 10, the opposite of what's there. Then I solve each side. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I'm sorry, add 7 to both sides. So I get x equals 17 and add 7 to both sides. I get x equals negative 3. my answer. Let's review a couple of the geometric concepts. Okay, page 3. Number 1, I have a right angle. So what's the measurement of the big angle? $90 degrees, right? This big angle is 90 degrees. So if I take the small, add them up, the two small ones, 4x plus 3x plus 41, it has to equal 90 degrees. Solve for x. Combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. 7x plus 41 equals 90. Subtract 41 from both sides. I get 7x equals 49. Divide by the coefficient 7. So x equals what? Good. They want the measure of angle. There should be a little angle sign in here. They want the measure of angle M and P. M and P is 4x. I know x is now 7, so it's 4 times 7, which is 28. Now, instead of doing this whole algebraic thing, I could just take, I know that this is 28 degrees. I could just take 90 degrees minus 28 degrees. And that's going to give me the measure of angle P and Q, which is, that's right, 62. If I have supplementary angles, or in this case a linear pair, what are they going to equal? If I add them together, what are they going to equal? 180. So 2x plus 15 plus 2x minus 19 equals 180. And it's the same thing for a triangle, right? So 2x minus 3 plus 3x plus 5 plus x plus 4 is going to equal 180. You guys want me to solve those? I think you can do it. What about line segments? Or better yet, what about perimeters? How do I figure perimeters? Add up all the sides. Thank you, Ricky. That's all he does is does his work. Yeah, he does. All right. So here, in fact, I think this worksheet you've had before. So for number 7, I'm going to take 8 meters plus 2x meters plus 12 meters. And what's my perimeter?
36.
And I just solved the equation for x. See, I've got an 8 and a 12 is 20. Subtract 20 from both sides. and x is going to equal 8. BC is, B to C is 2x. So I'm going to substitute an 8 for x, and I get 16. What about midpoint? Huh? It is letter B in this case. What do I know about the two small line segments if B is the midpoint? Yep, they're going to equal each other. Okay. So I'm going to have 3x plus 12 equals 60. Subtract 12. I get 3x equals 48. Divide by the coefficient 3. X equals 16. The equation was 3x plus 12 equals 60. AB better equal what? 60. AC 20. You could check AB. 3 times 16 plus 12, does that equal 60? 48 plus 12? Yep. What if it's not the midpoint? Number 12. Yeah, the two little ones is going to equal the big one. This is line segment addition postulate. So 2n plus 3n minus 6, they tell us the long segment is 39. Combine like terms, 2n, 3n, 5n. Add 6 to both sides. I get 5n equals 45. Divide both sides by the coefficient 5. So n is going to equal 9. RS is 2 times n, which is 9 or 18. And SV, 3 times 9 is 27 minus 6, it's going to be 21.